So I've been being contacted recently by AI developers who are working on tools for the PR and comms industry. And I think this is such an interesting space because, we're still at the early days of AI, aren't we? And I'm going to try and talk to as many of these people as I can because hopefully the more that we can kind of get across the aspirations of what the industry wants, the more they can build the tools and know what it is that people are really looking for. I am not an AI engineer, but there seems to be enormous potential here to go beyond some of the sort of simple enhancements to what we already have with kind of the existing kind of rewriting of pictures that you've got with like ChatGPT or the existing matchmaking tools that, of course, there's quite a few of those out there as well. It seems like there's a lot that could be done. So I was thinking about, well, what are some of the things I would like to see, but more interested in what you would like to see and what I can pass on to these people when I have these conversations on the podcast. And I'm having sort of off the record conversations as well. So what would you like me to say is kind of what I'm saying. But I thought I would just give a couple of ideas that I've got. Number one, I want to be able to paste in a story or notes of a story and describe who I want this story to reach. So what's my target audience? And then I wanted to churn out which journalists, content creators, and social feeds might be interested in that, and these people who are going to be able to reach that target audience. So I don't want to be going through the traditional categories of like going, oh, this is news or business or stuff like that. I wanted to actually nail down really who's going to be interested in this. Because the problem with those categories is while they've worked beautifully in the past, as we know, things are becoming more and more niched. So the more it can actually really drill down to who are the people who are actually going to be interested in my story, the better. Number two, I've got three ideas. I wanted to analyze what's resonating on these outlets and suggest changes to my story pitch to align with each of them individually. I make my story, tell me what tweaks I need to make that story actually resonate with that particular outlet. And then the next outlet and the next outlet, because everyone's going to have slightly different slants that are going to carry the same story. And finally, I wanted to analyze patterns. Who covers what and crucially when. And this is something that's taken a lot of manual work in the past. Does one outlet tend to show more stories about X topic after another publication does? This whole herd mentality thing, or does something has to happen in national or global news that then triggers stories about something else? You've had your patterns, of course, where you've had things like, Valentine's Day or summer festivals or whatever, which has been seasonally related. But what are those deeper dives that AI can go into to look for those patterns that you can predict in advance when a story could be good? It's more important than ever now to come up with a story which has got some real substance to it. I mean, this is interesting. I've been talking about this on LinkedIn the other day with people. And so, but that takes time, right? So being able to predict more about when this story could be useful and when it's more likely to resonate could obviously be really, really handy. But anyway, those are just some of my ideas. I would really like to know what you think I should be saying to these people. When I have these conversations, what other ideas would you like me to tell them that you need? Feel free to DM me as usual. I think sometimes it's quite useful when people DM me because it means that we can be blunt about things and we can say exactly what you need, with no fear of people sort of seeing that your agency or whatever operation you're doing is asking for this kind of thing. So feel free to DM me or put it in the comments, whatever. But I'd love to know your thoughts to help me have these discussions because I'm going to try and have as many of them as I can. I'll speak to you real soon. That's it for now. Bye.